Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the number 32 Chew review. And as you just saw, it will be of a plug. It is also the final RedMan product. This was the RedMan Outstanding. I did the rest of the RedMan loose leaf chewing tobaccos right at the beginning of this channel, but this one was difficult to come by. My online retailer didn't carry it, although they do now, as I just recently found out. Couldn't find it locally. Store across state lines in Delaware didn't even have it. So this review is thanks to Buddy Hollandale, my guy in Kentucky, who sent this up to me with the last package. So, RedMan plug. This is also the first plug tobacco I think I've ever had in a pouch. And that being said, I'm going to have to walk back something that I said before. I said, probably on numerous occasions, that all Pinkerton Tobacco Company chewing tobacco had Ziplocs. This does not. Didn't even think about the plug aspect. Partly because I sort of forgot they had a plug that was in a pouch. So the pouch is actually smaller, okay? This is a regular RedMan bag. I bet it is the camo bag from last year, but you can see the size difference. All right? So there is no Ziploc. It is denoted that it is 2 net weight ounces, and because it is a Pinkerton product, they say 1 cut instead of 1 plug. You got the warning label. Both sides are basically the same, except the flap comes down on one side. It is a fold back and forth. All right. On the bottom, you have the barcode, the branding, the comments, phone number. The fact that it is only allowed to be sold in the United States, and it is at least 67% domestic grown tobacco. All right. Now it does say 2010 Pinkerton Tobacco Company. That is the copywriting of the pouch design. This bag is not from 2010. Okay. There is a... Well, that's interesting. Now I'm going to have to walk that back. There is not, I repeat, there is not a punched code in the flap over. So I will look for that during the break because I am not seeing it right now. All right. So I'm going to be careful opening this up because it's going to have glue dots. And are you ready for this? It doesn't have any glue dots. It doesn't have a Ziploc. And there's no glue dots. I just folded it back and forth and it was open. Needless to say, at this point, I have never had this product. There are no glue dots. There was no popping or anything. It just... All right. So I'm going to pull the product out. It looks in good shape. The paper's near falling off it. It is very sticky. The paper is very sticky. The product is very fresh. The desk is getting hit hard. And that is what you have. I will be very interested to see. Now, originally, loose leaf chewing tobacco was the leftovers from the plug. They were the ends. So I will be interested to see if this has been kept in form and this is close to RedMan original. Because technically, back in the day, RedMan Original loose leaf would have been the cut ends of this plug. So the plug should be the same, but I am sure that is no longer done that way, and these are two completely different products processed separately. So I'm going to take a bite of this. It is really sticky, and then I'm going to try to get the pause button going here, and then I will be back. I'm going to take a little more of that. Back in a second. And I am back. All right, this is really good, really good. The product is in like perfect condition. It's got no Ziploc and no glue buttons. The crease fold, the final fold was pretty tight. Whereas when I pulled it like apart, it took me a second to realize there were no glue buttons. The product was in excellent shape though, for as far as a plug goes. In the mouth, okay. Well, first off, the flavor is very close to, but I'm not 100% convinced that it is exactly, but very close to RedMan Original, which is what I'm sure they're shooting for. In the mouth, it feels different though. Okay, every plug I've had thus far, it's a finer cut. The chewing tobacco isn't as long. It's a finer cut, and the way that acts in the mouth is, it feels softer, and it packs down better, like tighter, but it's still soft though at the same time. The only drawback to it, in my mind, is it's a little bit of a mess coming out. You have to like really rinse after plugs. So the flavor on this is great. Now, I haven't had any RedMan for a little while, so that might be part of it. I've been doing other stuff, although really the stuff I've had recently hasn't been bad, with the exception of that Bowie. Okay. With the exception of the Bowie, everything I've had recently is pretty good. But I haven't had RedMan probably since I don't know, whenever I did one here, which would have been September or October. So that might be part of it. I'm sort of like, RedMan, excellent, but it's really good. It's good. It's very moist, packs down well, feels soft in the mouth, yet it's staying together and whatnot. It's not like migrating anywhere. It's just when it comes out of the cheek, that side of your mouth needs to be rinsed. There's floaters left behind with basically every plug I've ever used. Now, nicotine levels, it's going to be chew levels, all right? Flipping it around there. So the nicotine's not going to be high, but, you know, this is sort of like the Camel snus products chewing tobacco is in general. It's not going to take the place of Dip, nicotine-wise, but it might get you by if you're a cigarette smoker. And if it does, where you are a cigarette smoker, then you should check it out. Because if you can get by on this without really boosting your nicotine intake up, plus chew is usually easier on the gums, thus better teeth, you know, the whole bit. So, I mean, if you can get by on chew, flavor-wise, it's like one of, you know, it's a big favorite of mine. But I don't go to chew if I need a quick nicotine intake. Then it's dead. So, all in all, this is been a very pleasant experience. If you can find this, now, this is the one, maybe besides the RedMan Select, the one in the black bag, this is the one that 9 times out of 10 you're not going to see. In fact, it might be 19 times out of 20 that you don't see this. But better actual tobacco shops may carry it. I mean, RedMan in general, like their Golden Blend, their original, and somewhat the silver now, I mean, their distribution is wide enough. If you were interested in trying it and you knew an owner of a tobacco shop, if he's carrying Golden Blend and original, then whoever his distributor is most likely has this sitting right next to him in whatever warehouse they use. Okay, so you could always ask. All you have to do with products usually is find somebody that's selling at least part or half of the line, and then just ask them for the part to get in the part that they don't have, and they usually will. I mean, this though is definitely a thumbs up for me. Okay, just keep in mind it's a lot smaller. Okay, don't get thrown off. It doesn't seem as small as some of the other Pinkerton plugs or plugs in general, just because it is in a pouch still and not the cellophane wrap. But it is significantly smaller, but it is still 2 ounces, which is the usual for Pinkerton plugs. Okay, so this has been the review of RedMan plug chewing tobacco. If you get a chance, I'd definitely give this a try. It's really good. Just don't be thrown off by the fact that the bag is so much smaller and that there is no Ziploc or glue dots for that matter. Anyway, I am the Suit&Tie Dip&Chew guy. I do hope you all are well. I haven't really been over to see if there's anybody coming in, so I'm not going to do any shout-outs. Do check out, though, Berg's Dip Reviews, Winnington Outdoors, 30 Pat Walsh, Wayside Lee 83, Real Talk Studios, No Bluff Buff, and snoozefreak.com, the channel here on YouTube. Guys, I do hope you all are well. Do take care of yourselves, and God bless.